Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Faculty of Medicine at CHULA University. We are here today to find out about CU-MEDi, the first ever postgraduate medical program in Thailand for bachelor's degree graduates, which only requires 4 years of study. I am your host, Dr. Arti Wongchaum. In this hour-long session, we will hear about the newest pathway for bachelor's degree graduates, the International Medical Program at CHULA University, which will enroll the first batch of students in August 2021. However, the application process will begin in a few months' time, so for those of you who are interested, you would not want to miss any deadlines. During the session, we have a QR code, which will take you to a Google form for you to enter your email and questions. As we will not be able to answer all your questions during the session, I reassure you that our team will get back on any unanswered questions. Without further delay, it is my honor to introduce you to our professors. I would like to introduce Professor Suthipong Wacharasin, the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at CHULA University. Next, we have Associate Professor Jitlada Dirojana Wong, the Associate Dean for the Academic Affairs at the Faculty of Medicine, CHULA University. Next, we have Professor Nitasi Chanarong Suwanwela, the Assistant Dean for Academic Affairs at the Faculty of Medicine, CHULA University, and the Director of this new international medical program. And last but not least, we have a professor joining the panel from Queen Sawang Watana Memorial Hospital in Srirasha, as our students from this program will have to spend part of their clinical years over at Srirasha. It is my honor to introduce you to Associate Professor Ruangsak Lertkajon-suk, the Deputy Director of the Queen Sawang Watana Memorial Hospital. So this is the first ever postgraduate medical program in Thailand. May I ask Professor Suthipong to give us some background and introduction to how this prestigious international medical program came to be.
Thank you, Dr. Ati. Good morning, everyone. I think I would like to tell you the broad picture of our international program, or you call CU-MEDi, or CU International Medical Program. So, first of all, I would like to tell you why we have to develop this international program. Firstly, Chulalongkorn Faculty of Medicine, or we call MDCU, have a good collaboration with well-known universities around the world. Secondly, Chulalongkorn University, which is one of the top universities in Thailand, have a strategy to become global university. MDCU of Faculty of Medicine have a lot of opportunities to lead and go internationally, such as we have the good reputation, we have the good staff, and we also have a lot of connection and collaboration. And all we know that English is very important. It's a good tool or the best tool to communicate, especially in medical education. And also we wish finally to become one of the Asian medical and educational hub. One of the I think one of the good opportunity for us is we have the good collaborator located at Sri Lacha. Sri Lacha area is one of the area which is located in the area that we call EEC. And all we know that the government has started up the EEC region since 2018. And they aim that this area is going to be the area to get the strong connectivity to the Asian neighbor. It seems to be look like the main gate for the Asian neighbor to come into Thailand. Chulalongkorn University Faculty of Medicine want to build up the international curriculum to create the new physicians for the new era with the four main keywords. First of them is internationalization, globalization, innovation, and lifelong learning. If you look at the Chulalongkorn Medical School, you will see that Chulalongkorn Medical School consists of Chulalongkorn University and two main hospitals under Thai Red Cross Society. One of them is King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital located in Central Bangkok. And I think you know this hospital very well. We call ourselves as the secondary to tertiary care hospital. And we have the good collaborator with the Queen Sawang Watana Hospital, or we call Queen Hospital under Thai Red Cross Society. And as I mentioned previously, this hospital located in the EEC, and this is a very great opportunity for us to expand our campus to these regions. If you want to travel from Central Bangkok to Queen Sawang Watana by car, you take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours max. However, in near future, when you get the high-speed train, you get there and reach there maybe in 45 minutes. And this slide shows you some activities in our Faculty of Medicine and King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. And you can see a lot of activity happening in this institute. And this shows you the area or the photo of Queen Hospital. You probably see the new building here. The new building going to be finished by end of this year. And this is going to be the very new and high technology building in that region. And you see that you have the medical education center by the sea. It's very good view, very good. Make you happy to study and learn in that area. So, what we wish to change is the impact of this program. You probably see at the pink box there. We want to be the internationally recognized. We want to create the doctor for tomorrow that they can have the global concern. They can work every corner of the world. And finally, we want to be the Asian medical school. And if you tell back to the outcome, output, process, and input, you probably see the outcome of the physician. They have 12 outcomes plus 4 main outcomes is innovation, global concern, multi-talented, and leadership. If you look at the process, to reach that impact and to reach that outcome, we need to create the international program with the international collaboration and use the method of the adult learning process. And we have the period that we call enrichment period. Enrichment period is a period lasts about 6 months. We allow our students to learn, whatever they want to learn, depending on their bachelor background. And we want our students to be proud to become the doctor. That means our program create a program to allow the student to expose the real situation. That means we call the early clinical integration. And this program also have the flexibility and have the student engagement. That's why the input of our program should be the mature graduate entry with English competencies. If you look at this slide, it's just tell you broadly about when you come into this CU-MEDi program or the new era learning of medicine. Whatever the degree, the bachelor degree that you graduate from, maybe Bachelor of Science, Engineer, or other related degree, you can come to this program for 4 years. And when you finish the program, you are going to be the doctor or professional doctor that can work locally and globally, and we enhance your primary background to become some of point that they need to be. Let's say they want to become the static physicians, they want to be the academic physicians, or maybe biomedical engineering, and maybe medical school teacher. And this is the broad picture of our MEDi program.
Thank you very much, Professor Sutipong, for giving us an insight into the rationale behind the program. Next, we will hear from Associate Professor Tilada about the readiness of the Faculty of Medicine in facilitating our new international medical program.
Thank you, Dr. Ati. So I will talk about our faculty readiness for this international program. Let's begin with our curriculum readiness. Our international curriculum has been accredited by the IMEAC, compliance with WFME global standards for quality improvement, and also has been approved by the Chulalongkorn University Council since last year, and approved by the Medical Council of Thailand last month. For our partner, we have Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital as our major partner, and we just celebrate our MOU signing between Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University, Chulalongkorn Hospital, and Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital for this international curriculum. We also have many international partners. As you see in this slide, we have our partner in both in UK and US, and for our students, they will spend their clinical experience in abroad for 2 months. And from the QR code, you can see other international partners of our Faculty of Medicine. And these are our faculty. All of these are the committee of the curriculum committee. And we are ready for this new curriculum. We organize the faculty development workshop monthly, both on-site and during this COVID era. We also do the virtual faculty development workshop. For learning and recreation facility readiness, Chulalongkorn Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University has many simulation centers for our students to practice and to improve their skill on every procedure. And this is our Chulalongkorn Medical Library. You can see that there are plenty of room for students to study, and many books and many place for them to spend their time. We also have many online journals that we can access both in the hospital and at home. And this is our MDCU Smart Classroom. We expect that our students to use this classroom to facilitate the interactive session of the study. And for accommodation, sport, and all the facility, we are ready. And you can visit our website via this QR code. And these are all our readiness for this curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Tilada. So as we heard there, students from Chulalongkorn will have to spend parts of their clinical years over at Srirasha. So now I would like to invite Associate Professor Rungsak Lertkajonsuk to tell us about the readiness of Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital.
Good morning. Introducing the hospital that our students will achieve in clinical competency. Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital under Thai Red Cross Society, founded by Her Majesty Queen Sawang Wattana in 1902. This is one of the oldest hospital in Thailand and also one of the most charming hospital. The hospital located in Silacha district, Chonburi province, with the area about 12 hectares or 25 rai. Very convenient transportation from central of Bangkok. Only about an hour driving from Suvarnabhumi airport. In the next few years, according to the Eastern Economic Corridor project, Silacha station will be one of the stations along the high-speed train between three airports. This will take the transportation from central Bangkok to Silacha only 45 minutes. Both King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital and Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital are the division under Thai Red Cross Society. Therefore, we are working seamlessly to achieve the mission of international medical curriculum. Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital is a secondary hospital and some part of tertiary care hospital. Therefore, this hospital is very suitable for medical practice for medical curriculum. In the next future, the capacity of the hospital will increase up to 700 beds, more than 2,000 staff and 150 medical doctors. We assure that our medical students will have sufficient learning resources. With more than 10 years of the experience in medical teaching, our staffs are enthusiastic to be a part of this international medical curriculum. By next year, our medical service will move to the new 26th floor building, Sri Sawarintra Nusorn building. This is the one-stop service for outpatient and inpatient care, comprehensive medical services in one area, and of course, learning space for medical students. The Medical Education Center have the excellent learning resource, for example, the online library that can connect to the MDCU library on virtual system and medical simulation centers. The medical student will get the full equipped dormitory with air conditioning and hot water with the standard security system. Of course, the convenience store located beneath this building. We also provide the recreation area for medical students to get their extracurricular activities and make sure that they have work-life balance during their studying in Queen Sawang Wattana Memorial Hospital. Looking forward to see you all, and you are very welcome to join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Rungslak. So next we will hear the details of the program from Professor Nitasi, including the admission process, entry requirements, the timeline, the curriculum, and so on.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and welcome to our CU-MEDi open house. I'm very excited about it. My name is Dr. Nitasi Chandarong Suwanvela, and I'm the director of the program. Let me just introduce myself a bit. My background is a neurologist, and my specialty is stroke. I graduated from this Chulalongkorn University Medical School and then became a neurology resident and went to Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston to study as a stroke fellow. And then I came back and have been working at this Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University, ever since. And I'm also the director of Chulalongkorn Comprehensive Stroke Center and the president of the Neurological Society of Thailand. My passion is to teach medical students, which have been doing so for more than 20 years. I actually teach in classes and also do a lot of bedside teaching for the students in clinical years. And today I would like to introduce to you our new program, or the CU-MEDi. So as all of you are joining us today, I think you have made your decision. At least you are trying to find a way or opportunity to study medicine, and you want to be a doctor. And there are many people who want to be a doctor, and there are several reasons why. And these are probably some of the reasons. But according to a survey, these are the top 5 reasons why people want to be a doctor. And the interesting ones are the top 2. And the second reason why people want to be a doctor is that they perceive that doctors are an honorable job, and they can gain trust and respect from both patients and society. And the number one reason that people agree on that they want to become a doctor is that being a doctor is the way that they can incredibly and significantly help others and give back to society. As Einstein said, only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. So I think you should have your answer in your mind. Why do you want to become a doctor? But at least in Thailand, if you want to be a doctor, you have to make your decision right after you finish your high school. And the national entrance exam is the only train that you need to catch. And if you miss it, or if you just change your mind later on, you have to go back and start all over again. And you have to compete with other high school students to enter the medical school. And there are many people who are stuck in this situation where they are studying or working in some other fields, but deeply they want to pursue a career in medicine. But it takes a lot of courage and effort to do that. That's why most of them just leave their dreams behind. So CU-MEDi is going to be the answer for those, since it's going to be a new path to become a 21st century physician. So our program is unique in many ways. First, it's the first program that we only accept bachelor's degree students. Second, it's the first program in Thailand that requires only 4 years of study time in the medical school. And third, it's the first, not the first, but it's the international program that we accept both Thai and international students. So you don't need to go to another planet to study medicine anymore. So when talking about target students that we are looking for students who are graduated from the bachelor's degree or about to be graduated, and they wish to pursue a career in medicine. And we are open to students from all disciplines and all ages. So we hope that we can have classes with students with diverse backgrounds. And they should be able to study independently with the adult learning environment. And also they should be highly competent in English. So as we are living in the 21st century, the way of life has changed and will dramatically change as technology is further advanced. We are living in an extremely exciting time with disruptive technology and also new discoveries. And this is also true in medical field. So being a doctor and the role of doctor in this era is not just solely treating patients in a small-scale community anymore. This is clearly demonstrated during the coronavirus pandemic outbreak. And what we see now is that the opportunity for doctors are far greater than before. And we need special kinds of doctors than before. For example, these are the doctors in our hospital who have been working during the COVID pandemic in many months ago. And there are doctors who are the frontline physicians, and they need to be knowledgeable for global diseases and also has to be updated for the most recent information at all times. There are doctors who have knowledge in biomedical research, and basic science doctors are really needed. And they're the one who study the virus and study to find a cure. And this is Professor Kiat in our university, and he's the one who studies the vaccine, the prototype of vaccine for COVID-19 right now. Also, genomics and bioinformatics are very important. This research project is trying to trace back the spreading of the virus. And this is a picture of my colleague, Dr. Supaporn, who is the first person who identified coronavirus, the novel virus, outside China in January this year. And there are doctors who have ability to create engineering innovations. And this is an example of a product produced by the collaboration between the Faculty of Medicine and Faculty of Engineering. And these are the little robots that have been used during the COVID era. And they're used for our doctors as a telemedicine tool to limit patient contact. Also, there are doctors who have knowledge in epidemiology, and they are the ones who study the prevalence of the disease, the distribution, and predicts the trend. And these are some of the doctors who work on this, and they're famous one in our hospital as well. Along with that, leadership quality is also important that doctors should possess. And this is an example of a doctor in China, Dr. Zhang, who is the figure of COVID-19 in China. He is the one who stood against the Chinese government during the SARS outbreak many years ago, 20 years ago. And now he was appointed by the Chinese government to head the team to fight against COVID. So for those of you who are thinking if non-scientific skills can be integrated to medicine, take a look at this example of mine. And this is from a group of people from MIT. They actually studied the spike of the coronavirus, the protein over there, and they translated into musical notes and instruments. So they made up a coronavirus song. And you can find it on the internet. It's kind of interesting. And if coronavirus song can happen, I believe anything, art or music, can be integrated to medicine, and you can make something novel about it. So our CU-MEDi, we have our learning outcomes to produce a future physician, and the students are expected to have at least these three essential qualities. First is to be a global doctor with global responsibilities. Second is to be multi-talented and also equipped with the 21st century skills. And third, they should be the leader of change in health science and healthcare. Although we are focusing on these three essential outcomes, we do not neglect the human touch. In fact, these three outcomes are part of our 12 learning outcomes of our Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University. So this would include doctor's task and approaches to task, where students will be learning about seeing patients as a whole and making decisions based on the medical ethics ground. So this is the ultimate goal for our CU-MEDi program. We would like to produce a professional doctor who can work anywhere in the world and can be part of the global community. We will try to find and identify the talent and potential of each student. Maybe it's related to their bachelor's degree, and enhance it and integrate it with medical knowledge so then they can become a special kind of doctor that they want to be. They can be, as our dean just said, scientist physician, engineering physician, professors in the medical school, or healthcare leaders. And they'll be equipped with the 21st century and leadership skills. So in CU-MEDi, we're not just planting a grass field. We are growing cacti one by one. Since each cactus is unique, we believe we can help each cactus grow in its own way. So when its flowers blooms, it will become a one-of-a-kind, beautiful, and precious cactus as our CU-MEDi graduates. So let me just tell you a bit about Chulalongkorn University. Chulalongkorn University is the first university in Thailand, and it has been running for more than 100 years. And we have more than 19 faculties, including health science, social science, arts, and others. It's located in the prime area of Bangkok, in the middle part of Bangkok. And the Faculty of Medicine is just right across the street. You can see in this slide, and all those buildings in the middle, those buildings belong to the Faculty of Medicine and also the King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. The green area in the front is the Lumpini Park, which is the biggest park in Bangkok. And also you can see the SkyTrain in front of our hospital and our faculty. In our faculty, we have three programs for medical program. The first is a traditional program that has been going on for more than 70 years. And this is a traditional 6-year medical program. And the one on the right is the MD-CU dual degree program, which is a part of the program. It's a joint program between our Faculty of Medicine with engineering. And the middle one is our new program, the CU-MEDi, which is the first international program in our Faculty of Medicine. And as you may have heard that our Faculty of Medicine is always the #1 medical school that the highest score high school students would pick for their coming to medical school in Thailand. Let me just tell you a bit about our curriculum. As I said, it requires 4-year time to study in our Faculty of Medicine. So it's divided into 3 phases. The first one is the pre-clerkship phase, where we will prepare our students before they go to the clinical rotation. The second phase is the clerkship phase, and the third one is the externship phase. For the pre-clerkship phase, it's going to take place mainly at the Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University, in the main campus in Bangkok. And that will consist of the first 1.5 years. During this pre-clerkship phase, students will be learning about organ system, and the topics will be divided into different modules. And the learning experience will be more kind of integration of basic and clinical knowledge. We'll start from patient case problems and work back into basic science, including anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and other things. They'll be working in small groups with interactive learning. We have a lot of flipped classroom where students can study at home and come back to class for more discussions. We'll have early clinical exposure where students can be immersed with a real clinical setting starting from the first month of their program. And we will prepare our students with the leadership, teamwork, and communication skills. And this is the clinical experience part where students can observe at our setup in the hospital, in inpatient, outpatient, labor room, and even operating theater, starting from the first month of their studying. And this is our King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. They'll be learning about history taking, physical exam, the ways that doctors should do. And also we will have practical classes where students can do hands-on and have experience on simulated setting with the mannequins and in standardized patients. They'll learn how to do CPR, resuscitation, external, splinting, or even suturing, starting from the first year. We will also focus on the part which is called humanistic medicine. And student will learn to see patients as a whole, and they will be able to express their empathy, to build trust from patient, calm their anxiety, and also improve the treatment outcome. And this is called to be part of the professionalism. I would like to emphasize on this special project in biomedical research. And this is the time that students can choose whatever they want to do. They can do basic research, translational, clinical research, or any kind of innovations. And at this project, we'll try to find the talent of each student and integrate it with medical knowledge under the supervision of local and international mentors. So that's a pre-clerkship phase. Coming to the second phase is the clerkship phase, which is going to take place mainly at Queen Savangwattana Memorial Hospital. And in this phase, students will have real clinical rotations into different patient ward. And they will be seeing patients, the real patients. And some of the rotations will be coming back to our main campus at King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospitals. And this is the picture again of the Queen Savangwattana Memorial Hospital. And for the last phase is called the externship phase. This is the phase where students will be working as a part of the team. They'll be working with the faculty members, with the residents, with the other multidisciplinary team, the nurses and other health providers. So they will become a doctor right now on the last phase. And this is going to take place also at Queen Savangwattana Memorial, partly. And partly they'll be going abroad. We'll have an 8-week rotation at our international affiliated hospitals, mainly in the United Kingdom and the United States. And we will have another 6 weeks for student-selected components, where students can select whatever they want to do. They can do clinical rotations, they can do research or innovations. And this is going to be a platform for them for their future study or for their future career. So now you're interested in this program. So I just want to tell you about our admission requirements. So we would require you to have your bachelor's degree of any field or expected to be graduated within the next year. And also we would require the English test. And the most important one is the MCAT test that you need to take. And also we would require the CV, the statement of purpose, 2 recommendation letters, and then all of you will be selected, and we will ask the candidates to come for the interview. And this is what MCAT stands for. It's a medical college admission test, which is provided by the Association of American Medical College. And this is the test that most of the American medical schools and some Canadian medical schools would ask their candidates to take, and they're using this test as the test to select students for their program. And this is our admission timeline. So the application process will start next year in January, and then we'll ask the candidates to come for interview in April. And then we'll start our preparatory course in June. And actually, the fun of the studying is going to start in August next year. So before I end my talk, I would like to leave you with a question to think about today. But this is not actually the question. The question is much easier than that. So the question that I would like to think about is just very simple. You know what the value of 1 + 1 is, right? 1 + 1 would equal to 2. But actually for my case, for some of your cases, the value of 1 + 1 can be much greater than 2. As I mentioned from the beginning, that being a doctor in the future is not just treating patients anymore. There are more to doctors than that. So the ability of combining other skills that you acquire from your undergraduate degrees, combining with medical knowledge that you will acquire from our program. So 1 degree + 1 degree doesn't simply equal to 2 separate degrees. And the value of it is much greater than that. It could be 5, 10, 20, or even much more. And the potential is limitless. And who knows, if you join us in our CU-MEDi program, you could become a future physician who changes the face of medicine. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Nitasi, for giving us a detailed insight into the curriculum. So we have a Q&A question coming up. So we have if you haven't already scanned the QR code, please do so to submit the questions. But before we move on to the Q&A session, we are just going to have a quick look at a video about our program. Okay. Next, we are going to be taking questions from the audience. As there are many questions that have just come in, our team has selected some questions that would be of interest to everyone. So we still have Professor Nitasi with us for the Q&A session, but we have 3 instructors from the CU-MEDi program joining us for the Q&A session. May I introduce you to Ajahn Nasamon Wallapakorn. Next, we have Ajahn Panisini Lawasut. And last but not least, we have Ajahn Chanida Siriparat. Okay, so the first question is, what is the tuition fee and the stages of payment?
Just like the other international medical schools, so the tuition fee is around 5 million baht, and as a little bit more for the international students. And as you can see in this slide, and you can look into details in our website.
Thank you very much. So the tuition fee is 5 million baht.
Approximately. Yeah.
Approximately. So the next question we have is, I would like to know when to seek recommendation letters. Are there any particular forms, or are there any guidelines, existing guidelines on the website?
So yes, so I encourage everyone to try to get letter of recommendation as soon as you can. And there are guidelines that we have written and provided on the website. It's very clear guidelines. So we required at least 2. Actually, we required 2 letters of recommendation.
So we require 2 letters of recommendation, and that's an existing guideline on the website. Thank you for the answer. So is there a minimum GPA requirement?
No, there is no minimum GPA requirement. We will consider your MCAT score, your English skills, and your portfolio or your CV. So there is no minimum requirement on the GPA.
Thank you. So there is no minimum requirement in order to apply for this program. So the next question is, I am highly interested in the MD, PhD route and clinical research. I would like to know if CU-MEDi program has any prospective path for those who are interested in this career path.
So as I mentioned in my talk, that we would try to find your interest and your talent and your potential. So if you are interested in research, that we will find a mentor for you for that research. And then we'll have a time for you to study and to do research. And also for the last part of the program, you have another 4 months that you can do any kind of research that you want. You can do it in Thailand or abroad, and that would be the platform for you for your future PhD or master degree.
Thank you very much. So the next question we have is, I would like to know if I can apply to the program straight after IGCSE O-level exams.
Unfortunately, this program only accepts MCAT score, so there is no substitution for MCAT. We only accept MCAT, and for English proficiency tests, we accept IELTS and internet-based TOEFL tests.
Thank you very much. So the next question we have is, so after 4 years of studying in the program, could I be eligible for the Thai medical license exam?
Sure. If you graduate from this program, you could have all of the right that you have from the other program in Thailand, but you need to be a Thai citizen to apply for this licensing.
Thank you very much. So you have to be a Thai citizen in order to apply to take the Thai license exam. So the next question is, where can I take MCAT exam?
I would recommend that you look on the website for the AAMC, which is Association of American Medical Colleges. They have they will have lists of test centers, location for you to check to see what are the places you can take the MCAT exam.
Thank you very
It
much.
can be taken in Thailand, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. And so just leading on from the question about the MCAT exam, so can the application deadline be delayed so that the candidates can take the coming year MCAT exams?
Unfortunately, I have to say no. The MCAT score have to be submitted before the application deadline. If there are some problem with if you have trouble getting into the MCAT test for some reason, there are ways to notify the test center. So when you select the desired test date or test location and said none available, there will be option to say notify me. So please click on that, and the test center will be notified to make sure that maybe they need to extend or increase the slot of the test. And if worse come to worse, then maybe you can try to contact us. I'm not sure how much we have the power to change those things, but we will make some attempt.
Just want to add that MCAT exam in Thailand, the last test is scheduled in September this year. So our application process will start in January onto February next year. So I would encourage you to take the MCAT exam this year. But if you look at the previous MCAT exam in the past, they will have another test in January. So if you take another test in January for the next year, you may be able to apply for a program. But I won't recommend you to take that risk. Just take it this year, because we don't have the schedule for the next year yet.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the next question is, I understand that about 40 students will be accepted in the first batch of intake. Will there be any plans to increase the enrollment size in the coming years?
We'll have to see our first batch first. Maybe we'll expand it later, but now we're going to accept only 40 students this year.
Thank you. So do you expect potential candidates to have a certain volunteer experiences in healthcare field before coming to join the program?
Not really. I mean, if you have, it would be better to improve your profile. But if you did not, that's fine.
So the answer to that is it's not necessary, but it will help the application and it's better for your own experience. So the next question is there a minimum MCAT score requirement that you have to meet? And if I graduated from bachelor's in the US, would I still need to take the TOEFL test?
No, there is no minimum MCAT. It will be strongly considered, but there's no minimum requirement. So to be exempted from taking the English proficiency test, either the TOEFL or IELTS, you have to meet two criteria. Number one, you have to be the citizen of one of the following 6 countries: Australia, Canada, the Republic of Ireland, New Zealand, UK, or the US. And second, you also have to earn bachelor degree from one of those countries. So yes, so unless you meet both of the criteria, you will have to take the proficiency test.
Thank you very much. So the next question is, my friend is a lawyer and studied international law. He wants to transfer to study medicine. Would it be possible for him to transfer to this program?
So all CU-MEDi applicants must hold a bachelor degree. So you have to finish the law degree from your institution before applying to CU-MEDi program.
Thank you. Does the program offer any scholarship or any student loan? And if yes, what is the criteria for selection?
So there are scholarship for some potential students after they start their first year and they enter the second and third and fourth year. So that's going to be covering part of the tuition fee, but not the whole. We'll have some scholarship for ASEAN students as well. And for the student loan, we have at our university, we have some for the student loan program.
Thank you. So the next question is, for the applicants who do not have any science background beforehand, how would the program prepare them for further study in the program?
We have a 2-month preparatory course for students in order to establish a solid foundation in medical knowledge. So all students are welcome to join the prep course before the first semester starts.
So we have a prep course 2 months before the start to prepare students with no scientific background beforehand. So the next question is, can the interview be done online or not?
We're hoping that the COVID situation is getting better next year. So we're planning for the face-to-face interview, not the online one. But we'll see what's going to happen next year.
So it's situational and it depends on the COVID situation as well. Thank you. So the next question is, if I have a clear path and have a dream to become a neurologist, can I choose this track during this program for when I come to study in the program?
Yeah, if you really know what you want to be, you can just tell us from the beginning so we can gear our program to fit your expectation. So if you want to be a neurologist, you maybe have a more clinical rotation in neurology, or you can do some research in neurology as well. So I'm very welcome.
You can't pick a better program to want to be a neurologist.
Thank you very much for all the questions. And so that's all we have time for today. So I would like to thank our professors and instructors for the very useful information about the program. And thank you, the audience, for the very interesting questions and your participation. I reassure you that we will get back to you on any unanswered questions. Before we close the session, I would like to mention that our official announcement on the admissions process is now available on our website. So for those of you who are interested, please check that out on our website. And I would like to wish the best of luck to all applicants who are wishing to apply to this program. Thank you very much.